Oh, hey, good evening. We're on the radio.
I'm texting here on the phone. Somebody just sent me a video. They're down in Miami with a couple of guys, and they're sending me these videos of these $3 million boats. They're pretty cool.
A-Rock, what are we talking about tonight? Decisions. Decision Desk 2021.
The decision desk.
There you go.
But they didn't make any decisions that night. That's what I thought was so funny.
No,
Is that Fox that does the decision? Who does the decision?
Biden was too busy stealing the election.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm still.
Or the Trump camp was too busy losing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about that whole thing is, I get on some of my kooky websites, I get all the updates on I don't know how they could certify the election because it looks like there's this many ballots. They're still playing that game. And I'm like, guys, I hate to tell you, the election's been certified. It's over.
Right. And it went exactly as predicted.
It's
right?
pretty much.
The early votes are going to be all Trump because there's the today voters, depending on how the state counts the votes. If they count the absentee ballots late, it'll be a big surge for Biden. If they count it early, the Biden lead will be cut during the day.
Yeah, I just couldn't care less. I mean, I really just.
Yeah, well,
I'm over the whole thing. You know what the problem is the people who focus. It's amazing to me. Let's talk about decisions, right? You've got a decision today, whether you can go out and buy some real estate, learn how to do real estate. But I mean, you don't have to do real estate. You can go work out today. If you haven't worked out yet, it's probably a good idea. You can go work. You can do all these different things, right? Read a book. Hope you guys are reading books daily. Reading is good for you. You can do all these things, or you can get on Facebook and talk about an election that was, 7-8 months ago, actually 9 months ago, and then complain about that. So I would much rather spend my time doing productive things. I hesitate to think, I'm trying to think how much time I've got in our book. I bet I have less time in our book than certain people spend on Facebook complaining about politics or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could have done you could do something productive with your time, or not. It's up to you, right? I don't care. I really don't.
Well, we're gonna. If you're listening to this, it's we've already passed the mastermind preview, so we've had a room full of people tonight, Thursday night, who are trying to figure out how to make some decisions, and that's super important, right? And tomorrow, Friday, we're going to be sitting in a room with 30 to 40 people who are ready to make decisions, right? And ready to go on to the next set of decisions. And, that the stat that you talked about last night on our first fund, where we're making about $100,000 a month in appreciation, is phenomenal. And then how much people are losing if they're not buying an average $240,000. How much you're not losing just not buying a $240,000 duplex in the market every month is ridiculous, right? So you're losing $2,000 a month in appreciation on a $240,000 duplex.
So I pulled up down in Surfside, right? So we're raising a little bit of money. I'm getting a loan to do a property down Surfside. And I found a comparable down the street, smaller than the one we've got. Mm-hmm. It is pending right now for $380 in a day.
Wow.
On the beach, the whole shoot match. Mm-hmm. So I pulled up the property history. You know what it sold for in 18? $240. Mm-hmm. So between 2018 and 2021, and it was at the end of 18.
Yeah.
It has gone up $140,000.
Yeah. And you know what? I bet whoever bought that in 18 didn't plan on selling it in 21.
No.
But they're like, wait, I can get what?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay, I'm motivated. So let's get it out. And that's kind of exactly the decisions that we made. When we have about $15 million of property currently on or going on the marketplace. And we've had one of our top two investors like, why are you doing it? It's like, well, the market has told us to sell. we're at the point where we thought we would be in 2024.
So that's a 20% a year appreciation.
Yep.
20%
A year.
a year.
I don't know. So I'm wondering. So the thing that we're going to have to talk to our mastermind folks about this coming weekend is it time for some of them to liquidate some properties? Mm-hmm. Right? Because again, if you understand what we do and what our philosophy is buy 10, sell 5, pay the other 5 off. Mm-hmm. So it's not as though, they're like, well, what if you're saying the market's still going up, why would I sell now?
We're de-risking is really what we're doing.
De-risking, and we're getting the free and clear.
That's right.
We're getting our goal.
Well, hold on. We might not want free and clear real estate. We might want Lambo.
Yeah.
Or Lambo.
I don't want any Lambos. The Cybertruck is coming. So, but that's one of the things that we're going to really talk about this weekend is the decisions to buy, decisions to sell, or to hold. Right? We're going to go through people's portfolio and saying, hey, like we have our house in Katy, right? Well, we're going to sell that house for around $220. Mm-hmm. And I would have never hit that 1% rule. I'm not getting $2,200 rent, right? No. So best probably get is $1,600 rent. Mm-hmm. So there's a gap there. So, okay, so what do I do? Right now, the taxes are definitely going to go up in 2022, right?
Yeah.
So then it's going to be a small cash flow. Is it time to take that $100,000 earning out of there and apply it to a property that will keep cash flowing if I pay it off free and clear?
You're reminding me of a property right now. I want to see what the one next door sold for because I think it's sold for $240.
Yeah. So again, we're making decisions, but it's action. All we're talking about is actually getting into action, doing things, not sitting there and analyzing, but analyzing and then taking a course of action from the analysis. And that's what we do as a group. That's what we do as a company. We do this every single day. Hey, is it time to sell? Yeah, it's time to sell. Is it time to sell? Nope. Let's hold on to it for a couple more years and let's just run the cash flow out of it for a little bit. And that's what we have to do. We have to sort of analyze your portfolio and look at it. Now, again, most landlords, as we talked about last night at the small apartment meetup, we had a great meetup. We had about 15 people there. They're all quality folks, all like at high level. And one of the question becomes, hey, what are we doing, right? Okay, let's make a decision. Let's do some analysis. And we're going to figure out whether it's time to sell, time to hold, or time to buy more. And as we start looking at those properties, we start making decisions on, hey, what does my 1031 life look like? What does my tax look like? Do I have enough losses to cover the capital gains? How are we going to balance all this stuff out? So there's lots of things that go into it. There's lots of analysis when you're going to sell, probably more than when you go to buy. But you got to start making decisions. And that's really, really, really apparent. And then again, if your goal is to get free and clear real estate, well, then now's a good time to start taking some profits.
It's hard to lose a house when you own it free and clear. When it doesn't, free and clear means it doesn't have any debt on it, right?
Right.
So all you got to do is pay taxes and insurance. It's hard to screw that up.
Maintain it, yeah.
Yeah, maintain the property. Mm-hmm. So hard to lose that property when there's no leverage on it.
And then I'll kind of show them all over the weekend is, hey, why am I selling Houston to pay off Corpus? Mm-hmm. Well, at Corpus I'm at 40 a door, 60 a door.
Yeah.
And of course I want to pay that off because it's a quicker pay down.
Yeah.
But the rents are almost comparable to what I'm getting here in Houston.
It is kind of wild how Corpus rents they're maybe 15% lower than Houston.
20%, yeah.
It's kind of wild.
So anyway, guys, you want to figure all that stuff out. You want to get closer to us. You want to figure out, look at our meetups and all that stuff. Go to mrtxre.com. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas. RE is in realestate.com. mrtxre.com. Check us out. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Talking about making some decisions in your portfolio or getting started or stopping.
Yeah, when's it time to stop?
That's a big one that you just see people get into, like their purpose becomes,
buying more real estate.
Buying more real estate.
That's fine if that's.
I get it, yeah.
We know, the largest single family landlord in Texas. He's here in Houston, and he goes in the office every day and buys more and sells some, keeps some. I mean,
I totally get it. But I was listening to the show last night on the radio that you recorded last week, or you recorded earlier this week, about having a purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And it's like, for me, the real estate is the means.
Yeah.
Right? The end isn't this. This is not what I want to do, right? I mean, I've looked at it. I mean, I've joked around and said it over and over. It's like, I don't like real estate at all.
Yeah.
I understand what the outside of this looks like. That's what I'm looking forward to. Mm-hmm. But right now I got to pull 2 guys off a job because someone stuffed a garbage bag down a toilet bowl and it's not, and there's a backup. The guy's like, I don't know why it's backed up. Oh, look, hey, there's a trash bag in the toilet.
How did that get in there?
How'd that get in there? Oh, I don't know. Okay, well,
man, you might want to go see a doctor, buddy.
Right. So this is all of a sudden the problem. It's like, oh, okay, right. So I'm not enjoying that. That's not a good day. And I got a lot of got a letter from one city, go cut the grass. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're behind. Yeah. This whole town is behind. Mm-hmm. I hate when the city sends me and tells me to cut the grass, but when I drive by one of their properties, their grass
it's a mess.
High,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, woe is me. I'm a real estate millionaire.
Yeah.
Poor me.
Yeah. It's rough. It is a rough life up here at the Mr. Texas real estate team. I was looking around the table to all of our agents. We had our meeting yesterday, and I was just sitting there thinking back to our first team that we had back like 2 years ago. Yeah, completely different group of people. But lately I've been, I don't want to say nostalgic, but I'm walking around and I'm like, man, if you had told me in 2019 this is where we'd be at in less than 2 years, I don't think I'd believe you.
Well, I mean, we're really 5 more hourly employees away, and one of them is getting hired. So we're really 4 away from kind of getting everything where we need it to be.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk on webinars and on the radio and all the other places we speak, we say we're just barely getting started. It's true. We still have 4 more people to get into the system, right? Mm-hmm. 2 on the marketing side, 1 on the construction side. We've got people we've got to bring in. And the sales side, like we don't have a salesperson.
We don't have any salespeople.
It'd be nice to have a salesperson. We do have some things we sell once in a while, right? So, there's just a couple of people we got to bring in. And once we have that, once that machine starts running, then we're going out and hunting the C-level executives, right? And the first person will probably be a CFO, right? And we can get a CFO in here in 2022, I'll feel really good. And then we can figure out the COO and the CEO, or if you and I want to take co-CEOs going forward for the next 5 years, something along those lines, right? But
yeah, we're having to hire adults. We got a bunch of adults running around.
We have adults here now.
Yeah,
I'm very, very happy with our adults.
Yeah,
and we're gonna hire more. And again, we've got to analyze what's the future looks like. What's our cash flow look like? Can we go ahead and afford an addition, whether it's a property or it's a W-2 employee? And let's talk about decision making, right? And you can't get lost in this stuff. I look at it really, really easy. Hey, almost everybody in this building justifies their salary.
Yes.
Right? We only have one sort of bookkeeper, paper pusher, office manager, right? And she protects us from losses, right? But everyone comes in, I can put a direct tie to
revenue,
right? And I set up the operation like that. That's how I want to run the organization. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, for every employee here, there's a line item on our goal board that they own that box.
Yep.
Right? And if the box says 10 and you only put 2, then you're not working here much longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Or if the box says 5 and you put 8 and 9 in there consistently, well, then we're going to crank it up, but you're going to get a nice little pat on the back and a bonus. Mm-hmm. And you should. So we make sure that everyone is tied to it. I'm still missing the big table, and I know we keep getting the email from the girl. I think I'm going to have my guys do it.
Oh, okay. Make a table? Yeah.
I feel like if they do it, they'll feel a little more ownership here and have a little sense of pride. I don't know. But, the goal is to get that table, and that's my work table.
So we've got, if you guys go upstairs.
In the pit.
Yeah, we have a pit upstairs, And we've got to build a custom table because it's going to be a gigantic table. That's also dry erase, which is kind of
Dry
fun.
erase board, yeah. You can leave notes to people right on the board.
So we have standing meetings, literally standing.
Standing meetings.
Standing meetings
I
there.
I do not like employees sitting down for meetings.
No.
Gets too comfortable, and then we start pontificating.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
All these hypotheses. And it's like, nope.
No stories.
No
Don't have time
stories.
for stories.
What's going in the box?
So we've got a spot up there where everyone kind of hangs out for these weekly meetings. So I had a really good meeting yesterday, and we got to chat about it later. But yeah, you get to sit there and go through the goals and what are we trying to achieve, and it's making decisions.
Yes.
And owning what those outcomes are, right?
Good or bad.
Good or bad, right?
Yep.
So, I saw something today. I forwarded you, and I sent you an email about a property down in, well, I'm not going to say where, but it's funny because I look at, people know what we're doing, right? They know what we're doing in certain submarkets, and I'm running across these markets, and I can tell. Can I put this? I can tell when we have an impact on a marketplace and we start talking about it because properties start to go pending really quickly.
Yep.
And it was interesting in this submarket how fast stuff is selling. And it used to not sell that fast until we started buying down there.
Yep.
So you start making decisions, and then you might have to change some of those decisions because the market might get a little too hot and you need to move somewhere
I'm
else.
going to tell you one of my pet peeves. And I know I tell it, and I know you always tell me to ignore it, but it still irks me. And it's not akin or aligned with my Stoic philosophy, but you said, hey, man, join the mastermind, and we're going to go down to Happy Hunting Grounds, right? We're going to go find all these properties. And people did. Join the mastermind did. People didn't join the mastermind, went to those hunting grounds, bought property, and then like 3 months later, hey, I need help with this property I have in Corpus.
It drives me nuts, too.
I'm like, well, why didn't you join the mastermind? Oh, well, I don't want to spend $10,000. But it sounds like you got a $10,000 problem right there.
Yeah, sounds like you got an $80,000 problem,
okay.
right?
So how are you doing it? Well, I'll happily share that when you join the mastermind.
It's 10 G's.
Because I know what you did.
Yeah.
Right?
And I know how you screwed it up.
And I know exactly how you screwed it up because I screwed it up 2.5 years ago before you. And so if there's one irk, it's the Houston investors that come up to me and say, man, I'm down in Corpus, but I'm having a really hard time with this. And hey, did you run into that? Yeah.
Yeah, sure do.
How'd you fix it? Fairly easily.
Yeah, we spent about $50,000 on that problem.
Yeah, we fixed that. Yep. Well, join the mastermind.
Yeah,
It's like,
great.
I get it. You're a master of the universe. You're a king of all that you survey. Mm-hmm. I get it. You're a Type A personality. You're the king. You're the best guy in the world.
That's right.
I get it. You can never absolutely ask for help or join a group that trying to help each other and makes each other better. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But you come back to me with a $25,000 problem, and I'm like, well, you had a $7,500 solution 2 years ago.
That's right.
And we don't do it. So that's the only little thing that irks me. And when people join a mastermind and they're like, hey, I have this problem, and boom, and like we're solving their problems in 30 seconds on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
I feel so good about that.
Oh, it's great. A lot of times they're doing it with each other, right? They're like, hey, man, do this, call this guy, do that. Yeah, it's perfect.
So it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And those people are obviously able to succeed at a much higher rate than folks that feel like they can go do it on their own. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about the mastermind when we come back from this break. Like even the guys who are like, I don't know if I should join the mastermind. I don't know. And then they join and they ask a question and boom, 30 seconds later it's going. And then I'll text them privately.
Oh, do you?
Hey, happy you joined the mastermind? It's like,
that's fun.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
All right.
We got like 10, 15 people who never show up for the events. And they pay now every year only for the access to the WhatsApp.
Oh, that's funny.
They're like, yeah. I was like, hey, you come to the event? No,
I just need the WhatsApp group,
I just need
man.
the WhatsApp group. When I need to find this, I need to know this.
Oh, that's funny.
Have a legal question. I'm like, yeah, well, you're in year 3. It's $2,500.
Yeah.
Of course you'll join. Yep. So, anyway, we're ready to rock and roll here.
Welcome to the show, Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
There you go.
We're working on a new podcast right now. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Not real estate related, I'll tell you that.
That's fun.
So anyway, I'm all excited about that. And then send an email. Oh, this show is going to come on when? Thursday night?
It's Thursday night. Yeah,
Okay, well, it's too late. You already missed the Wednesday night get together.
you did that. Yeah.
It was great.
It was awesome.
I was there. Rob was there.
Yeah,
Rob
it
did
was
the
a lot of fun. Yeah,
podcast.
it's all good. The food was great.
Food was great. I did a presentation. Everybody loved
I didn't
it.
have to beg for a purple wristband.
There, yeah, we got our
It was
own
all
tab.
good. Yeah, it was all great. Yeah, it's
So-
wonderful.
We had a great time. Speaking of which, are we going to bring the mastermind folks on stage? Or are they going to be in front
Well,
of me?
we'll have to see how many we have. But I don't know who actually is coming tonight. But we're going to pick up the T-shirts right now.
You know, I will tell you this: getting on and off that stage, it's a
rickety.
little rickety, and I
Yeah.
don't know if we want our people.
Kind of feels like it looks like it's a stage that's set up on the stairs of City Hall.
Oh,
The
yeah.
special events. You know,
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I wouldn't want to be up on that stage, right?
You know where it gets tricky, and this is going to sound funny because they're like, "Geez, what are you, 80 years old?" I'm like, so the problem is, I need to order a new pair of sunglasses, like really light tint.
Yeah.
Because when I get on that stage, I get like an instant headache because the lights are so bright.
So bright, and there's a little vertical going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're standing up. You're what, 5 feet in the air?
Yeah, at least.
So you're like getting vertigo when you're standing
Yeah.
at the edge of the stage, right? So you're blinded, can't see anything, and the stage and the stairs are all black. So when you're walking down those stairs, and they get skinnier as they get to the bottom, and when they get to the bottom, there's like an extra step, and then so it's like an elevated stage on top of a platform. So by the time you get down there, it's kind of a mess. So I don't think we want our folks like running up and down that, because I could see somebody just eating it.
We'll have enough people there. We'll be fine. We actually have a table this
Oh, we got a tape. I saw they're doing the little card stamping thing.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah, good.
So, are we doing the VIP thing?
Nope.
Oh man.
No, and I don't think that will come to fruition.
Oh.
So, but A-Rock, you're there tonight, right? Okay.
All right, A-Rock will
You got
be
your
there.
T-shirt? Gotta
No.
get your T-shirt, man.
If you got it's shirts and skins. If you don't get a T-shirt, you got to go skins.
Gotta go skins.
Shirts and skins, man. And we're gonna get you a. You know what we ought to do is Mr. Texas Real Estate temporary tattoos. Put it on your neck.
Hey, you know what we need? What's the? I'll have Zia work on this because we've got a duplex, a triplex, an Airbnb, and the small apartment on the market, and we're about to add 2 more Airbnbs down in Surfside. We need to put that on our website, properties for sale.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what we ought to do? It's all under Chris, right? Or is it under Chris and Audra and who else is it? Who else is doing the listing? Is it just Chris doing?
Yeah, I think Chris and Catherine.
So you know what I'll do? I can grab their profiles, and then drop them in an email and send that out.
Yeah.
Say, hey, these are all the properties we currently have for sale.
Yeah.
I think Crane is priced too low. I started looking around down there.
20-something hits in the first week.
Yeah, I think it's priced a little low.
Yeah, you think you could have got 400?
I think so. Which is crazy. It means 50
We'll see.
something percent. So in 2 years,
He's doing an open house right now as we record this.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I also looked at the lots. The lots that are actually on the water start at $250.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how expensive stuff's getting. Somebody's got one on. They've got 2 or 3 right now that are on the water, and they're a 400. I don't think they'll sell for that, but
mean,
250 to 400 somewhere.
Again, I'm going to keep hyping the mastermind. You know, one of the things that, we got one guy down there who just picked up 3 Airbnb units. Mm-hmm. One off market. One off market at $142,000.
It's crazy cheap.
Well under market value. He's going to add about 45,000 to it, another 20 in furniture. So he's 65 on the 140. He's going to be at 205 for a $340,000 property.
Mm-hmm. Just wait 2 years and sell it. It'll be 450.
Right. Yeah.
So this whole there's no deals and
I hear that all the time. Do you guys really bring properties? Like, okay, bring Sam and JJ over here. Hey, talk to these two guys.
Talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Everybody wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah,
Wednesday night. Go talk to them.
Yep.
So yeah, it's getting. I'm having fun with it. The group doubles in size over, let's say, the next year.
For sure.
It's going to get those property hunts on Monday nights are going to get fun.
Yeah. Again, so what we're talking about is once a month we do a property hunt for our mastermind members, whether it's on the MLS or the off-market deals, the deals that we're dispositioning. So there's always properties to buy in our group, and they're deals.
Yeah.
Like I know some of the other deal pushers in town, they're not deals.
No,
and
those are deals.
Fraught with lawsuits over
Oh, there is
termites and all this other stuff that wasn't disclosed, and it's not good, right? So, this is the stuff that we have, and we're here, and we're not going to do anyone wrong. So these guys feel super comfortable buying the stuff, and we come up against an issue, and we let everyone know what's going on, and we work through the issue, right? So
that's a good point, Rob, and it's one that I don't think we kind of talk about enough, and that is you can find us.
Yeah, we're right here.
We have a building with our name on it. It's not like we're doing some back of the hotel room nonsense, or we're in some lease space, or we're just right here. We're easy to find. You can see us from 290.
We have this weird little situation going on where we have a property where the garage unit was added well before any of the records were digitized.
Oh, interesting.
So the lots are kind of wacky and the addresses are kind of wacky, but clearly the electric company went out there at some point and dropped 3 meters.
Yeah.
Right? Duplex in front and the garage apartment in the back. There's 3 meters. Mm-hmm. But there's not 3 addresses anywhere on the books.
Okay.
But somehow they got them there, right? So now we're trying to figure out, hey, what do we got to do? And who do we got to talk to? And what absolutely happens? And we don't want to lose the opportunity in the garage, but we got to work through it, right? And I think it's zoned correctly. I think the zoning is fine. I just don't think they ever put in that there was a plus unit back there.
Oh, in the back, yeah.
Right? But can't get Centerpoint to even acknowledge, can't get the permit through, so now we have to go back to title and say, hey, we got to figure some things out, help us out. But again, it's an issue that came up, and it's like we could have just, whoa, that's not my deal. You bought it, right? No, hey, come on, we got to work through this.
Yeah.
Got to figure it out. And we're on the phone this morning figuring it out. We got someone out there right now, and he's going to go to the city to deal with it tomorrow.
This is a property that we sold to.
We wholesaled, yeah.
Or wholesaled into our mastermind group.
Imagine that. Imagine going back to a wholesaler to work out your title and tax and
permitting
address
issues. Yeah.
Imagine that. Where's that wholesaler?
There aren't any that do that.
Where's that guy?
When I ran Houston House Bars, we had it wasn't in writing anywhere, but we always offered to buy properties back.
Sure.
And I actually sat down with a guy who wasn't real happy. Something got screwed up with disclosing foundation issues and some other stuff. And actually, it was previous foundation work that had been done like 20 years ago. Somehow we missed it, and we didn't disclose it to the end buyer. So end buyer was getting all fired up. He already owned it. And I said, look, we can go to court, but here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to buy the property back. You're going to win. You're absolutely going to win in court, but I'm going to make you whole. So we can either go to court, or you can sell me the house back, or you can.
Right.
And he was like, well, all right. I never heard from him again after I had that little meeting. But I sent an email to him and his attorney. But who else does that? Nobody does that.
Because they're gone already.
Yeah, they're already gone.
They didn't pay their taxes on the LLC. The LLC shut down, right?
That's right. Yeah, come after the LLC.
Exist.
Good luck.
It doesn't even exist.
But that's pretty. Even commercial, it's pretty typical.
Well, I mean, again, here we are. We have a building. I mean, please, there's maybe 2 other guys in town, 3 other guys in town that have a building, right? Mm-hmm. But all these other rickety guys, these little fly-by-night guys, where's their building, right? It's their man cave, right?
Yeah, it's
their
the
man
garage.
Cave.
Yeah,
it's the garage apartment,
the extra bedroom.
Or if they're in the Northeast, it's in the basement, right? That's my office in the basement.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got it. Yeah.
It's fine, but I mean, if you're
we want to play with adults, and there's a certain expectation that adults have.
Do REITs have their own office space, or they kind of run out of a
REIT.
So what is a REIT? You got a REIT running out of
I think I saw a $1 billion REIT running out of Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite. Go to pet peeves. I hate business meetings at Starbucks. I think they're so cheesy.
Yeah, it's bad. Hey, we're going to be right back from this break, and we'll talk more about this nonsense. Well, I'll just come to your office. Well, I don't mean Starbucks.
No, I don't want to. I'm not doing that.
You're going to put me in the middle of the worst part of town with traffic at 3:30 in the afternoon with no parking.
And I have a real problem. Go ahead. You fire back up, Aaron.
Because you don't have an office.
Welcome back. The real problem I have is when I get in restaurants and stuff, I can't hear.
Yeah.
So when they get real loud, like Papacitos over here, when it gets real loud, I can't. You got to sit right next to me, otherwise I can't hear.
Yep.
So, and when I'm going out, usually I don't like when there's 2 of us. I don't like people sitting across from me because I can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
So you go to Starbucks for a business meeting, and I can only hear every other third word.
I do get it. There was that world that sort of convinced people that it was okay to be cheesy in their business life, and you know what? It's not okay.
It's yeah.
I mean, if you're doing MLM and the nonsense and just little side hustle stuff, I totally get it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're there. That's just a different world, right? And even though you call yourself CEO on your business card.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so again, I think it's important to have a home base like we do. I think it's important to work with the individuals that are in your group, right? And they're in our circle.
Let's go back to this office space thing.
Sure.
We have offices here for $700 a month. I think we got a couple left.
There's a couple left. Yeah.
If you can't afford $700 a month for
Probably
a hard
not
wall
real
office
business,
and a mailing address, like
Yeah.
you're not taking this real seriously.
Yeah, and yes, of course. It's good. We have a couple wholesalers here, and they're working their butts off.
Oh, these guys are here all the time.
All the time. They're here late at night, and there's different shifts, and they're calling people at 8 o'clock at night as well as doing their research at like 9 in the morning. So I'm like happy that those guys are here. I'm like, good, these are real guys, right?
Yeah, they're real dudes.
They're
yeah.
real guys, and they're doing it. And if they need to meet with someone, they have the signing room. They can just bring people right in. It works out perfectly. They got everything that they wanted out of the building. But the kid last night, he's like, hey, I work in construction, and I'm also a wholesaler.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man,
Oh God.
just pick one, man.
Two of the worst things to do.
Yeah, I don't want to give any more details, but it's like, just go get your license.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna hustle like this, because he's hustling, the guy probably worked 9-hour shift in that day in the morning, and he's at our event for 2 hours. Like, well, go hustle doing this.
Yep.
I'll tell you I'll tell you a conversation we've been having lately. So we have an Airbnb management company. We haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah.
But we have an Airbnb management company. We're doing fantastic this month. Great, best month ever in our company, as long with every other Airbnb person.
Everybody's doing well in Airbnb
doing
right now.
really, really well because of flights and COVID and vaccinations and all that stuff. And so
if people are bragging on Facebook, just know
it's nonsense.
It's
where are
everybody's
they in
doing
February? Let me see.
well. Let me see your numbers in February.
Anyway, but we have it set up. We have a housekeeping manager, we have a facility manager, we have a front desk manager. Person handles listings and all the tweets and all the text back and forth. The guy who does our front desk also works in and around the real estate business and a little kind of like a home inspector, right? But it's up in the Northeast, so it's whatever. He's got this inspection business he does. And I'm like, how many more Airbnbs do you need?
Yeah.
So you can cut that job. And he's like, well, we're looking at that. We looked at it this weekend. And I'm like, I bet it's not many.
No.
Because I know what you make over there. So, I mean, what are we talking about replacing here? It's not a lot, right? He's like, you're right. I'm like, okay, so if we find an extra $3,000 a month, can you make the move? And the answer is yes. I'm like, well, here's what you need to do. Lay it out. You need to go find 2 more condos because he's doing the stuff up there. You get 2 more, and you're there.
Yeah.
Right? And so what are you waiting on?
Yep.
Let's go get them. But that's the thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to transition out of my day job and into this. And that kid last night was putting in the extra time. He just needs to sit down and go get his license, probably mortgage license better than a real estate license in my mind at this point. He should go do it. We've got someone coming in from the mastermind on Friday, and one of the things we asked the week before, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel like I'm outside of the circle.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell him to go sit for his real estate license. So he has HAR access, and he can look at this stuff every morning. He set up his drip campaign, and now he can start getting involved and building that little sphere of influence. That's going to the big topic this weekend, our mastermind, is building your sphere of influence. And again, they don't have to be like Michael Jordan focused, but I went to breakfast with a guy in real estate a week ago, and we talked a little pleasantries, and we're talking to pleasantries. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
And I shifted the conversation to real estate, and it was an hour-long breakfast, 15 minutes on blah, 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 and 45 minutes on this is how we're doing it, how are you doing with this. He also does Airbnbs, where you buy your towels from, like just in it, like head deep, like just going in it. And what we're going to work on for those folks is, again, build your sphere. If you're not in a room with other real estate investors, you're the most popular guy because everyone wants to know about real estate.
That's right.
So start honing up, do your little research, and when you start going outside of the real estate world, build your sphere. And that's going to be my advice to them is go get your license, try and do some transactions for friends and family, but keep on top of the market every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And deals will come to you. You'll be shocked how much comes to you when you're actually doing stuff.
There is something I've said for years, and that is, and actually we got a video we're going to play tonight about are you spouting the rules or are you playing the game? I did a whole radio show on it. And I constantly run into people that just spout the rules.
Yep.
Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's got to be 70% minus repairs. And then I'm like, yeah, while you're spouting the rules,
right.
Our fund's appreciating $180,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like, so, and while you're spouting the rules, we built another,
right,
we bought this building and built another company. Like, you could spout the rules all day or you can play the game.
Yep.
Jim Rohn used to say it like this: you can study the roots or you can study the fruit. And by study the fruit is walk over to the tree and pick the fruit. So you can sit there and pontificate until you're blue in the face, and you can sit there with a bunch of other real estate investors with a chicken wing in one hand and a cold beer in the other and talk about the rules, or you can go over there and start picking the fruit. And the fruit is any single family house in Texas that cash flows. Like, that's really what's going on here, right? If it cash flows, buy it.
Yes. And even if a little bit of cash flow.
Yeah, a little bit of cash flow.
That's it. Yeah, you just don't want to go backwards on that stuff. But if you're breaking even or $50 a month at this point, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Because you're going to make $25,000 in appreciation minimum.
You're probably going to make close to 40.
Duplexes.
Duplex. Okay, yeah. It'll be half.
Split it in half. 20 grand, 25 grand. Yep. We got 2 minutes left. I'm going to take a victory lap right now on Port Aransas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
50% year over year.
51,
54 or something?
51%.
Oh, that's right, 51. 51% year over year.
And even month over month, it went up about 10%. So we're in a peak season to get. So when I do the refis in September, I should have really good comps.
Oh, yeah. Crazy comps.
Really good comps. And so, yeah, we have one down there that we bought. It's about 2,000 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And I bought it for $560 all in with the furniture and the paintings and all that good stuff, sheets and bedding. And I think it's worth $1 million, Jason. I think we're going to get north of $900,000 on that.
I didn't see any comps that were comparable below 800. So it's between 800 and $1 million. Crazy.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
And I'm about to take my loan from a blended like 6% down to 3.25%.
Yeah. I think we're going to end up hitting those numbers in Surfside another year or two.
I believe so.
There are 3 right now listed that are at or above $1 million.
If you're interested in Surfside, you guys need to find us immediately because we've got 3, 1 on the market right now, 2 more going on the market. You will do very, very well picking those up, carrying them as Airbnbs for 24 months, and then getting out.
Yeah.
I think they'll be $500,000 houses.
Oh, easily.
Yep.
Easily.
Even that tiny one that we're putting out for $220 will be north of $350 at the time.
Yeah, and the original appraisal on that when we bought it less than a year ago is $140.
Nothing, yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us tonight. This is the last segment, right? Right, A-Rock? Yeah, so we got a little break coming back here. We're going to do a little message, then we're out for tonight. Talk to you later. Bye.
It's lunchtime.